What's up everybody, morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you may be in the world. Nick Banks once again coming at you from all things PlayStation 4. And today I'm just going to be talking a little bit about Andrew House and the tripe that has fallen from his chops. For those of you who don't know, Andrew House is CEO/president of Sony Computer Interactive, and that pretty much makes him the big boss of anything to do with PlayStation. And before I get into full swing with what is, I'm sure, about to be a rant, let's just start off with the quote that has set me off here. Andrew House has said, and I quote, "I saw some data that really influenced me. It suggested there's a dip mid-console lifecycle where players who want the very best graphical experience will start to migrate to PC. ... Time passes. So the next result of those thoughts was the PS4 Pro." Ugh, this is so wrong in so many ways, and I'm about to explain why. You know what, to start with, I thought, yeah, alright, smart move. But the more it sunk in, the more I thought about it, the sillier I thought it was. You're starting to see articles pop up online now, going on about Andrew House focusing on PC as competition, not Scorpio. And this is all twisted up, it's all arse about face, he's lost focus. Why? Well, to start with, he's working in the console industry, so other consoles should be his target opposition. The very nature of a console is for it to keep up with the games industry on a budget. It's affordable hardware for the everyday Joe to stay involved. Therefore, a console in its very nature will never hold a candle to a modern gaming PC, which is more optimised, personalised as a piece of kit for one person. But he's not marketing bespoke pieces of hardware for many individuals to pick and choose from. He's marketing a pre-built piece of kit for a large group of people. Sony would have been bankrupt years ago if they created consoles as future-proof as PCs. It's just not a viable avenue for the console industry to go down. So I'm left like, Andrew, stop! And something tells me Andrew isn't gonna stop. But let's get back to the quote, that bit about people moving over to PC. So for me, on the last generation, I did, okay? But that was because I already had a PC, even before I got my last generation console. And let's face it, the Unreal 3 engine had been optimised to hell and back, and it was used on pretty much every game that came out on the last generation. So I could spend less on the PC games, which are cheaper, and play those games that looked better, on better resolutions and with better textures. But this brings me on to the PS4 Pro. Obviously, the example of my process last generation is what Andrew is concerned about and what he's chosen as his main motivation for building the Pro. So, two things. Reasons why I think he should chill out about the whole thing. First off, this is just business, man. Something new and shiny comes out, sales peak for a while, and then it's old news. The sales drop. I'm sure your analysts can predict that from miles and miles and years away. Secondly, console players don't give a shit about higher resolutions or upgrades. Otherwise, they wouldn't be console players. What do console players care about? The comfort of their living room. Their sofas. Peace of mind in an investment that is, or I should now say was, the future-proof product for the next 5 years. They care about same-room co-op fun, but the key word here is accessible. They care about a future-proof product that makes a majority of the games market accessible. So all this BS about mobile phone upgrade culture just doesn't apply to the console industry. It's an alibi for people like Sony and Microsoft to dangle us upside down and collect the tumbling pennies. So for Andrew to try and take on PC gaming, he's the Spartans and PC is the Persian army. I love my PS4, but I'm sorry, that's the situation. It's a valiant attempt to try and protect your company, but ultimately it's futile. He's poking a yawning lion in the mouth. Ah, the metaphor! So this video is obviously titled In My Humble Opinion. It's an In My Humble Opinion video, so what's my opinion? What do I think would be better? Well, Andrew would have been better off staying focused on the PS4 as it was, without all this neo-malarkey cropping up on the internet. And I also feel that maybe the Scorpio wouldn't even be a thing if Sony didn't poke Microsoft in the ribs in the first place over this whole upgrade idea. But that's me digressing. I think, yes, the PS4's hardware was more outdated than it should have been upon release, but like many other console players, I love my sofa. If he was worried about losing customers, maybe a focus on more first-party titles and console exclusives like Uncharted 4 would have been a good idea. I mean, it looks great as it is on a normal PS4. it would be super interesting to look at all those console sales figures around the Uncharted 4 release. Maybe he could have focused in that direction instead in order to keep his customers. Sure, there's the VR, but we have been told it'll work fine on our vanilla PS4s. Something to come back to in the future, I'm thinking. But on the current topic, what do you think? Am I barking up the wrong tree, or do you agree? So tell me in the comments. Be sure to let me know what you're thinking, guys. And as always, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you on the next one for all things PlayStation 4.